Vision Zero is the city's policy and program to eliminate traffic-related serious injuries and fatalities. So it takes a public health approach to really look upstream of these crashes to try to understand all the factors that are contributing to these injuries and fatalities on our roadways.
As a local elected official, our #1 responsibility is to keep Austinites safe. And Vision Zero is rooted in that simple, straightforward, and powerful belief that no one should ever lose their life or get hurt just trying to get to where they're going.
I think the thing that really stood out when we looked into the data for this 10-year report was the incredible crash reductions that we've been seeing where we've made safety investments. You know, Austin voters have been very supportive of Vision Zero and mobility infrastructure through 3 mobility bonds in 2016, 2018, and 2020. And through that funding, we've been able to build dozens of major intersection safety projects, miles of street lighting improvements, hundreds of pedestrian crossings. And really what we've seen from the data is that where we've made these investments, we're seeing pretty significant reductions in these crashes.
Vision Zero intersection improvements have reduced fatal and serious injury crashes by an average of 38% at those locations where we've made those improvements. That's not an abstract percentage. It's dozens of lives saved, countless injuries prevented, and families spared unimaginable grief.
Each project translates into safer communities, safer trips to school, safer walks to the bus stop. The result is fewer crashes and injuries, something we can be proud of, but we should also remember what those numbers mean. It's fewer lives turned upside down, fewer families grieving, more people who make it home each day. Behind every data point is a future that is still intact.
If you look into the crash data, there's some really stark disparities that emerge when you look at who's impacted by traffic crashes in Austin. So we know, looking at the data, that the Black community especially is overrepresented among these serious injury and fatal crash victims. We know that men are significantly overrepresented, and people experiencing homelessness obviously have some risk factors in terms of their exposure to high-risk roadways and things like that. So anytime we look to do a project, we're also looking at the demographic disparities that go into these crash trends. And so we've taken a deliberative approach in terms of directing resources to underserved communities, to higher risk populations with our transportation safety projects. And we've seen that play out in terms of new projects going towards the Eastern Crescent, for example, over these last 10 years. And that's something we're going to continue to double down on as we look to do the next 10 years of investments. Some of the treatments that we've seen be most successful are our major intersection safety projects, where we're doing multimodal improvements, things like protected intersections, signal timing changes, accessible curb ramps and sidewalks. So really, when we put all these improvements together at one location, we can really see those benefits accrue. I think really we want to take these lessons we've learned over the last 10 years and apply those to the next 10 years. We want to continue to invest in this infrastructure that we know can save lives and reduce crashes. And so that's going to take sustained funding commitment throughout the community and really trying to scale that up over the 300 square miles of Austin.
Vision Zero is public service at its finest, taking action to protect and improve life for everyone. I'm honored to celebrate our progress and look forward to working with advocates, city staff, and my colleagues toward the goal that we all share, a city with 0 traffic deaths.